Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Revolution Predict the Outcome. We will talk about all these men and women who have in feature matches tonight here. Also, too, we'll talk about the ladies that's going on with um a lot with Tony Khan winning Booker of the Year for the Wrestling Observer and AEW's brand new scripted series that's supposed to come through sooner rather than later. The Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Predict the Outcome, and it starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite, AEW Revolution Predict the Outcome. No Dynamite. I always think about AEW Dynamite, but thank you for watching. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling Hero Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, Miss Karen. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. Yes, indeed. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Thank you for watching this edition of the AEW Revolution Predict the Outcome. I got it right this time. All right. We got a lot of signature matches that's supposed to be coming your way for All Elite Wrestling. We're going to get started with this match that everyone's talking about and buzzing about. Heyman Adam Page versus um, John Moxley. This match is built on this nutrition. This match built on everything that you see here. That the match is right here between these two men. Both men are former AEW champions, and really, this match is all about pride. When you think about it, John Moxley and Adam Page want to prove who is truly the best of the best in AEW. These men, especially Moxley showcasing his skills, even trying to choke out one of Heyman Page's buddies, and what he did. So you see right there. But this match is built on nutrition. I'll say this: Heyman Page and John Moxley want to give their all, and they're going to give their all tonight. And like I said, I don't know who's going to leave out. They've been doing passionate promos as late between both men, but like I said, this this is going to be a Texas death match between these two men. These two men want to beat the living daylights out of each other. And the only way to do so is doing it in a Texas death match between the two men. So we'll see that match as well coming your way tonight. But many people want to know who I predict is going to win this match between these two former champions. Two men that, when you think about it, got some, commonality together, got something in common. Both men are former champions. Both men are married to their beautiful wives. Both men have kids. Heyman has a son. Moxley has a daughter. So it's come back down to pride. Who's gonna make someone bleed tonight? I believe Heyman Adam Page needs this the most. John Moxley turned a little bit heelish, a little bit ruggish in between. So look for I say John Moxley to win this match. John Moxley has the edge. So I look forward to seeing John Moxley bleeding Heyman and Page and making him bleed to death even more. And hopefully it'll give Heyman an edge that Heyman never had before. So look for Moxley to win that match over Heyman and Page. Speaking of that, Samoa Joe and Warlow battle for the TNT Championship. Warlow returns tonight on pay-per-view. And Warlow wants one thing. Warlow wants Samoa Joe. This match, I say right here, has been built between these two men, Warlow and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe calls himself the king of television, and Warlow wants a piece of Joe. Warlow with a new look, a new attitude. Warlow stated when he sat down with Jim Ross that he had a connection with Samoa Joe, and he told Samoa Joe everything that privy to him, his life. Warlow said that he and his father had a bond that it was unbreakable. and saying that he grew his hair and grew his beard to have a connection with his father, remember his father. Well, his father passed away from cancer, and Samoa Joe took advantage of it by cutting Wardlow's hair off, and Wardlow with a new look, a new attitude, and Wardlow vows to win back the TNT Championship that he did over Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe holds both the gold, holds both the TNT and the Ring Honor Television's championships. So this is the battle of who is the true king of television. Can Wardlow regain the TNT Championship from Samoa Joe? My prediction is I get to see that Samoa Joe is that a placeholder for Wardlow. Wardlow will regain the TNT Championship, and he will regain it back. Hopefully, this time they don't do no push and stop attitude with with Wardlow. Wardlow is their version of Goldberg, so you don't want to have him weak. I don't know why they did in the first run. If I was AEW, you know, pushing on Wardlow like Ryback was Goldberg's version of WWE, don't dismantle this man's credibility. You know you won't build him to become a future world champion. The only way to do so is to have him win and have him win from jobbers, and sometimes may have a big money match down the road or something. So that's what it comes down to. That look for Wardlow to win his match over Samoa Joe tonight, and Samoa Joe will be derelegated back to going to Ring Honor. But Samoa Joe's the animal himself. Wardlow will emerge victorious, and Wardlow will win this match over Samoa Joe tonight. So look for that. Wardlow, Samoa Joe for the TNT Championship. Wardlow, in my prediction, will win the match. Speaking of matches, a match that many people didn't see coming, but it's going to happen tonight. It's going to happen this way. Jungle Boy takes on longtime mentor Christian. Jungle Boy and Christian will battle out tonight. Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Christian and Braun to a feud that started almost close to a year ago. Well, we don't know what Luchasaurus is at, and they haven't told the whereabouts of him. But that's shocking and surprising. But Christian been playing mind games. He been using Jungle Boy as a pawn. He attacked Jungle Boy from behind. You had Luchasaurus kind of get over, getting Jungle Boy's head. It's a mental mind games. And this past couple of weeks ago, Christian and Jungle Boy won his match, and Jungle Boy wants to be a champion in 2023. Christian said he wants to be a champion as well. Well, Christian and Jungle Boy have been trading shots left and right, but this is the moment for Christian to shine. And the only way to Christian to shine is he has to defeat Jungle Boy to get this monkey out of his back. But Jungle Boy, as of late, has been proven to be a top commodity. So, like I said, this feud is not far from over. I see Christian winning the match. Christian getting over on Jungle Boy, what he do. So we'll see Christian and Jungle Boy have another feud, and they'll continue to roll on to Double or Nothing in May. Will be finally over between these two. Speaking of that, the AEW Women's Championship is on the line. The women's title is on the line. It's Saraya takes on Jamie Hayter and takes on Ruby Soho. These three women won the battle for the women's championship, and to me, this is about a power of control. It's a power of outsiders versus insiders. Jamie Hayter is a AEW fully grown home talent, and many of the fans can relate to her and see about Jamie Hayter. Also, Ruby Soho is a outsider. She came from WWE, as well as Saraya. These three women want to prove that they are the top of the notch women that wants to compete for the championship. But which one of these three women will leave with the championship? Jamie Hayter has been a fighting champion ever since winning the championship. But we thought the storyline was going to be Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker feuding amongst each other for the women's championship. But that ain't the case. Jamie Hayter has her sights set on Saraya and the rest of them. Saraya could be a wild card in this match with Tony Storm and everybody else. Saraya wants to become the women's champion and hold the power, as well as Ruby Soho as well. So it's a battle of that. Who's going to emerge victorious between these three women? It's a tough one to call, but if I was AEW, go and put the belt on Saraya and have Saraya lead the women's division, and we'll see where Ruby Soho loyalties lie. Do she does she do the right call and try to be team AEW or team anti AEW with Saraya? So, like I said, Saraya will become the new AEW Women's Champion. Look for Saraya to become the first woman to win the AEW and WWE Women's title. Look for that. No, they're gonna take that up. Speaking of that, tag team championships on the line as the Guns defend their newly crowned tag team titles in their first tag team defense against former champions, the Acclaim, and they go against the winners of the Revolution Battle Royal, which merged last week with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Jeff Jarrett back into the tag team scene once again. One thing about Double J, Jeff Jarrett, you can't outcount him one bit. Jeff Jarrett added himself and Jay Lethal versus the Guns, the Acclaim, and Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Who among these teams who's going to win? We know the Acclaim are former tag team champions. They want a shot at being tag team champions once again. Jeff Jarrett made a key point to himself that he can do it after the death of his father. So the Guns have something to prove, as all these teams do. But it's going to come down to who's going to win it. I believe the Gun Boys will emerge victorious in their match over Jeff Jarrett, over the Acclaim, and we'll just go from there. And they'll be from there, and I guess they'll take them on individually throughout the months to showcase that. So look for that coming up. So look for the Guns to emerge victorious in their match. Speaking of tag team title matches, another tag team title match, the Trios Championship, as the Elite defend their goal against the House of Black. The House of Black has been finding ways to get their hands on the Elite. The Elite each week, like we'll show you right quick what the Elite has done. The Elite has been playing mental mind games as well with we can show you right quick. All right, we'll show that. We'll show that a little bit later, but right here, this is what I'm talking about right here. The Elite taking down the black, the dark, whatever they have, the House of Black, taking them down, holding the championships. The House of Black want those championships well, so they're telling you they're going to take it. I see that the House of Black will win and emerge victorious in their match to become the new Trios Tag Team Championship. So look for the House of Black winning the Trios Championship. And also, too, on an honorable mention right here, last week was the Face of the Revolution match. Powerhouse Hobbs won his match. We told you that Wardlow, I believe, will win the match. Wardlow will get the shot. Will win the title, and it'll be Wardlow and Powerhouse Hobbs going forward in that. So look for that coming your way. We told you Orange Cassidy in trying to regain with Will Yuta. So we tell you that. Speaking of another match that's been held with nutrition, Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. Chris Jericho and Ricky Starks. These two men don't see eye and eye. Last week, Jericho won. Ricky Starks had a contract and wanted to know who won the WrestleMania Revolution. Chris Jericho wanted to be part of that and sign the contract. Even put due to conditions that he will not have members of his team at ringside of the Jericho Appreciation Society. So this match right here is going to get very, very interesting between Jericho, Ricky Starks. We see right, everyone's banned from ringside. These two men fought first to get fought first beginning on AEW throughout the beginning of February. Chris Jericho won their affair. Now Ricky Starks has a point to prove, and Ricky Starks and Chris Jericho will meet one on one. So this is a match that I'm looking forward to seeing. Jericho will increase stocks, rise his stocks up, and rise to the top. Look for Ricky Starks defeating Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho getting a defeat from Ricky Starks in the match. Ricky Starks and Chris Jericho probably will have another feud going forward, but look for that going towards your way this week on TNT. But Ricky Starks should emerge victorious in his match over Chris Jericho. And finally, the main event. Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, what he like to call himself, Bryan Danielson, he gets an opportunity of a lifetime taking on world champion MJF. MJF and Daniel Bryan has been trying to fuse each other for one thing on the AEW championship. Well, Daniel Bryan pulled out the gauntlet and called him out. Called him out on everything. Called him out by his marriages. Not his marriages, but Daniel Bryan called him out. But MJF was depending to get married to his fiance. His fiance left him, and MJF felt envious, resentment, and jealousy over Bryan's life, over him not being like wrestling is his mistress, but he still has a family. He got kids out of it, and MJF wants the same stuff that Daniel Bryan had. Daniel Bryan played around and saying that, hey, your wife should have your fiance should have left you often. I think that was a blow to MJF. MJF's ego is maniacal. You always talk about the year of next year, like he might leave and go to WWE. That might never be the case, but MJF has a lot to prove in that Iron Man match. Can he go 60 minutes in an Iron Man match to retain his championship against Bryan Danielson? I feel like MJF, he's a good cocky heel, but him as world champion is not rubbing to me. Maybe he'll do something tonight. Maybe Bryan Danielson might pull something out to help him reach that potential to become the state world champion and get over. He's missing an edge to me. But hey, I predict MJF will win, but this would be like the two to three falls. Like MJF will finally get that final fall, probably at the last couple of 30 seconds of the match. And MJF will retain his championship by cheating as usual to stay world champion. So MJF more like a Ric Flair, calls himself a generational talent. But he gonna have to have his sights set tonight because Daniel Bryanson looking forward to win that championship. But Daniel Bryanson will be close, but no closer than what he thinks he's gonna do. But look for that with MJF tonight. That'll be the match of the night. But to me, truly the match of the night will be Hangman Adam Page and Jon Moxley. These two men are gonna really beat the daylight out of each other. That's gonna be the match right there. But Hangman Adam Page and Moxley, these two men are gonna really steal the show. Steal the show different. So like I said, these two men want to beat the crap out of each other. So we'll get to see that tonight. But we're looking forward and we're anxiously anticipating what's going to happen. All right. They're going to end the AEW predicted outcome. We're going to move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, speaking of world champion MJF, he said in a quote about a certain superstar, Alberto El Patron, that El Patron is just everything he say he's not, saying that he wants to be an MJF so bad, and it really went left right. I don't know what's going on with that. MJF rubbing shoulders among the rest and don't care about it. But these two men, one thing Alberto Patron will ever come to AEW, ask me. But hey, each his own. Speaking of that, Jeff Hardy got his driver license suspended. Jeff Hardy won't be driving within the next 10 years. That's crazy. I ain't never heard nothing like that. Jeff Hardy ain't gonna be wrestling anytime soon within the next 10 years. Who gonna be driving the chauffeur to him? His wife? Or his brother? Got to be Matt. But Jeff Hardy, due to Wrestling Observer, got his got everything suspended. So hey, hell what it is. Also, too, we're hearing about the Warner Brothers Discovery, AEW, trying to do rights deals coming up, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one. And I'm hearing a lot about that. Also, too, AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery announced that they're going to do an AEW unscripted show called All Access. So Britt Baker, Adam Cole, they're going to be stars of the show. It's sort of like how Cody Rhodes and Brandon was on Road to the Top, but we'll see. That's going to go. And they say it's supposed to debut sometime this month, so we'll can't anxiously wait to see that. Also, Sammy Guevara and the rest of them on there, Warlow. Speaking of that, Tony Khan being best booking promoter of the year. Tony Khan, he talked about him and Arrow One having the tweet conversation. This is ridiculous, but that's what it is. Know how that be and stuff. Plus, MJF by his problems and stuff. Wow, Ted Fistful Appeals. Ain't that something? Yeah. All right. All right. So I think this is it. We talked about Forbidden Door coming. They're doing a second Forbidden Door. How that's gonna play out. AEW and New Japan coming together. So we just have to wait and see on that one. All right. So tonight is AEW Revolution. All these tremendous matches. We told you the match preview and predictions. So for me being Kendra Dix, saying so long and thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you tomorrow night. The Rob Ring Report. See you later.